Would Shauna Shipman fit Dexter's code? As we previously discussed, this demented antler queen isn't a stranger to her own unique brand of evil. But in today's video, the question is whether or not she would find herself as a bloodslide in Dexter's trophy case. We're going to look at her psyche and crimes to see if she is worthy of being hunted by TV's most lovable serial killer. Before we do, let's look at the basics of Dexter's code. First, his victim must be guilty of being a killer themselves. Second, he must find concrete proof of their guilt. Third, they had to have slipped through the cracks in some form. There are other things like never hurt an innocent and don't get caught, but we'll focus on these three. Now let's look at Shauna's crimes, including the ones as a teenager, though I doubt Dexter would find her guilty of cannibalism considering the situation, even though he's disgusted by cannibals. But what about the scientists? I mean, sure, it was Lottie who put an axe in Edwin's head, but Shauna definitely enjoyed it. You could argue that she was responsible for the death of Mari, but that might be a stretch. I mean, she didn't have any reservations about her death, that's for sure, and definitely no reservations about hunting her, but still, there's no concrete evidence of guilt. What do you guys think? When we get to her adult life is when we see her murder of her lover, Adam Martin, and subsequent cover-up. But Dexter only kills people that have multiple murders under their belt, and have the potential to kill more in the future. Then there's why Adam was killed in the first place. It wasn't a premeditated murder, but something that just sort of happened in the heat of the moment. Although, in my opinion, she was ready to kill if it meant protecting her and her secrets. And then there was the cover-up. Misty dismembering Adam's body before cremating his head and hands and then burying his other remains. While the kill was quick, the cleanup was brutal, and after everything was said and done, they had to go about their lives as if nothing had happened. Having looked at all of this, does Shauna fit Dexter's code? Probably not. However, that doesn't mean Shauna doesn't have intentions to kill, as we see on multiple occasions. If given the chance, she would. Like the men who stole her car, or Melissa, and really anyone who could expose their secrets, her own teammates included. It's likely Dexter would see her as not a hunter per se, but she wouldn't complain if she had to kill, similar to Hannah McKay. My opinion is that she does qualify under the more looser restrictions of Dexter's code. For example, the child molester Nathan Martin. While he was a criminal and a dirtbag, he didn't technically meet Dexter's code, as to our knowledge, he hadn't killed anyone. This would be a more loose interpretation of his code, as Nathan Martin deserved punishment on some level after he was stalking Astor, and who knows what he would have done had Dexter not intervened. I think in Shauna's case, the answer is yes, she does fit aspects of the code, but also no, and it just sort of depends on the circumstances. With Shauna out of the way, what about the other Yellowjackets? Would Lottie, Misty, or Taissa meet Dexter's code? Well, with Lottie, I don't think so, as we've never seen Dexter kill anyone with a mental illness. Maybe Travis Marshall, but that's probably a stretch. And Taissa never killed anyone except poor Sammy. Though she does have violent tendencies, I don't think she quite meets Dexter's code. And then there's Misty. Her crimes are well documented. Elder abuse, poisoning, and killing, but most importantly, she's demonstrated that she would kill over and over again if given the chance. As a teenager, she was responsible for the death of Crystal. Accident or not, there was clear intent. You could argue she allowed Javi to drown, but everyone was just as guilty as she was, because everybody was standing by watching it happen. Now, there has been debate about the black box and whether or not it would have actually helped them, but at the end of the day, her intention was to destroy it so that they would be stuck in the wilderness indefinitely, so we're gonna count that. As an adult, she abuses those in her charge at the nursing home, and as we mentioned, is willing to do whatever she has to do to protect her team from anyone discovering the truth of what they did in the wilderness, and that includes murder. She kidnaps Jessica, threatens her innocent father, and then just ultimately kills her. She disposes of Adam's body with a demented whimsy, and though she didn't do it herself, Walter killed Kevin after he was investigating the girls, specifically Misty, for Adam's murder. As I mentioned in my video about Misty, she likely wouldn't care if the public found out about what they had done in the wilderness, because her objectivity tells her that what they did was necessary. The reason she is killing is for the sake of her teammates and friends, so it's likely she wouldn't have killed if her friends weren't in danger. Nevertheless, she did, so she has to be punished for it. If any of the Yellowjackets would qualify, it would be Misty. But what do you think? Does Shauna belong on the table? Just Misty, all the Yellowjackets? Whatever you think, comment below and stay tuned for more Dexter and Yellowjacket content.